children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord. The animals, they came in by twosies, twosies. The animals, they came in by twosies, twosies. Elephants and kangaroosies, roosies. Children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord. It rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies. Rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies. Almost drove those animals crazies, crazies. Children of the Lord. The sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy. Children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Children of the Lord.
This is the story of Noah, the great-grandson of Enoch, the man who walked with God. In the days of Noah, the earth had become so wicked that God is left with no choice but to destroy the world before it becomes hell on earth. He does this because every living human being born into the world at this time in its history was facing a future where false gods, the Nephilim, ruled. The people who served them were always thinking of wrong things to do, and people survived only by hurting and destroying those around them. Everyone on the planet was destined for a life of harm and being completely separated from God for all of eternity. What choice did God have? The bright spot in all of this is Noah and his family. He is a good man who discovers relationship with God in the same way that his great-grandfather Enoch did, and he walks with God, just as Enoch did, in a world where nobody else does. Out of this amazing relationship and walk with God, he learns to hear God's voice, and because of it, he saves his family and the entire human race. One day, Noah is teaching his kids about living for God and loving Him instead of the gods that were controlling the people around them. He is finding it more and more difficult to keep his kids safe. Noah is starting to feel very concerned about what is happening around him and who his children are becoming enslaved to.
Okay, so God says that all these other so-called gods that pretend to be gods really aren't gods at all. I mean, their power, their magic, it's so tiny compared to our one true God's power. I mean, yeah, your grandfather Enoch, he knew something about this.
I don't know, Dad. I have this friend Nimrod. He said he's going to be a slave of a god named Nike. And Nike's the god of victory. And he said that he can get us anything we want. He said that he's the coolest god ever.
Oh yeah, so Nimrod, he's gonna take all the money that he can make just to spend it on the next best pair of shoes, huh? And why? So he can be more fashionable and comfortable and like be better dressed than all of his friends? Like what?
Speaking of that, Dad, my shoes have holes in them. So I was actually thinking that I would go follow Nike for like a few days and then I would go back to following God. Like, is that okay?
Oh, no, that is not okay. First of all, they're sandals, they're supposed to have holes in them. And can't you see? Ugh. Everybody who's following Nike, all of your friends, their lives are being destroyed. They're being destroyed by him.
First of all, You don't understand
No.
how amazing Nike is.
Their whole lives are dedicated just to getting the next best swag, you know? And yeah, sure, maybe they look a little better than the rest of us. Maybe they win every contest, but all they're doing is just waiting to buy the next best thing. And it doesn't even make them happy in the end. They're not happy until they get the next one. Do you get it?
Oh, Dad, you just don't understand how amazing Nike is. He helps people win contests to be like popular and have all the cool stuff. Like, what does our God do for us?
What does our God do for us? Are you kidding me? He's made everything that you can see. He keeps us safe in this crazy dangerous world that we're living in right now. Man, those other gods, they didn't make anything. All they do is try and take what our God made and pretend that they made it. Pretend that they do stuff. Like, oh my gosh. Including taking the lives of all your friends. All the people that they're taking advantage of. Oh.
Hey!
Whoa!
What's up, homie?
Hey! What's up, my dude?
Hey!
Dude!
Hey, check it out! Huh?
Yeah,
See
you
what I'm
look
saying?
smart, man.
Yeah, man, this is what happens when you go serve the God of Nike.
Woo!
For only a couple
Dude.
weeks, I was his slave. Now look at me. Hey,
Wow.
check it out.
My goodness, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I
yes.
love the holes in your pants. and,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
This kind of fashion takes some sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean.
And I mean, like, can you even see through your hat? Like, that is so cool.
Hey.
Like, I guess Nike will just get you the right size of pants
No,
whenever they're
no.
available, but
Listen,
like, they're
listen.
hanging low.
Listen, this takes work, and this is fashion. You know what? Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, man,
okay,
I'm
this
right
is
here.
fashion, right?
Yeah.
And so this takes some work.
Well, you know what? Well, I have a good idea. Actually, I got a basket. We could just plop it right over your head, you know, and then then nobody even be able to see your face when you're tripping over stuff, stumbling around everywhere in like newest fashion.
Dad.
Like, Nimrod, can't you see that Nike's taking advantage of you? And he's not just taking your life, he's making you look ridiculous while he's doing it. Look, my God would never...
Dad! Listen, man, like, Nimrod looks so sick. And, like, to be honest, I want to look like this. Like, I think I have some pants like that, dude. And also, if I don't wear my belt, like, they'll fall down just like that. So, man, I think I'm going to go follow your God, Nike. Like, peace. Peace, Dad.
Yeah. Thanks, Pops, but hey, this kind of fashion doesn't walk out of here by itself, if you know what I'm saying, right?
I just threw up a bit in my mouth.
Noah knows that he is going to lose his family to the culture around him. He talks to God about this, and God tells him what is about to happen.
What am I going to do, God? My family is being destroyed by the people that we live with. Their crazy ideas and things that they think are normal, they're making them slaves to things that aren't even real gods at all. I don't know. I know that my great-grandfather Enoch walked with you and you took care of him. And he's one of the big reasons that I walk with you today. But I need you to help me, just like you helped Enoch. Please.
I'm also worried about my world, and I have a plan to fix the problem. You are going to build an ark that will save everyone who believes in me, as well as the amazing animals that I put on the earth.
Well, I'm glad you have a plan. I'm glad you have a plan, but I don't know how to build an ark. I mean, what is an ark? I mean, is it like a big circled wall that we can hide from our enemies behind, or?
You don't need to hide from anyone. This ark is something that will float on water and will hold all the animals I send to you. You and your family are going to build it and live in it and save the world.
Okay. Okay. But whatever you want me to do, I will do because I love you.
Noah is excited about God's plan, but knows it will be difficult for his family to get on board. His wife especially is not sure if this is all such a great idea.
So what you're saying is that we're going to spend the next 120 years building a giant wooden thing? You know, that's going to float on water where there isn't any water and where there's no rain. And on top of that, we're going to have a bunch of stinky, smelly animals in this tiny, closed space? Are you kidding me?
Wait, did Mom just say animals? Like, aren't they going to be fighting each other and beating each other up? I'm in.
Well, do we get to use your tools? And is there also a spot on the ark for my wife? Because if so, I'm in.
Of course, anyone that believes in our God can come along. But look, it's going to take a lot of work, and we're going to have to be desperate to follow God every single step of the way. Okay?
All right.
So, do you really think anyone's going to believe that God's going to destroy the world by water when there's like no water around here? Why don't we just go like on the canoe and go for a weekend instead of building for 120 years?
I understand. Look, if you need to pray about it yourself, please go ahead and do it. But my mind is made up. God has spoken to me, and honestly, I'm afraid of what's going to happen if God doesn't do something about this world and what's happening to it right now. Okay? So, I'm going to follow God as best as I can in all this, and you should too.
Noah and his sons begin building the ark, and one day the god of victory, Nike, comes around and hears that Noah is building an ark to save the world and its animals. Noah, I heard that you were building an arch or something, probably to honor me in some way, but I look around here and all I see is like this boat or something like that. You're not going to get any free merchandise that way. Although, you know, we could put my logo right up over here and I could give you a sports towel or something like that.
First of all, I don't serve you.
Really?
Yeah, and the one true God whom I do serve, he asked me to build this ark, not arch. But so that my family and anyone who believes in God will be safe when he judges this world for all the evil in it now.
So let me see if I got this straight. You're building a giant ark where there's no water, and you think this project is going to succeed without my blessing on it? If you don't have my blessing, this project is going to be a failed project.
Listen, you and all your little Twitter followers may think that you have some kind of power.
We do.
But the God that I serve, he's bigger than the whole universe.
Really?
Yeah. And he's going to be the reason we succeed. Not because anything I can put together.
Well, watch this little demonstration, and then you'll have a better understanding of where the real power lies. Boat, fall apart! Wait for it. Boat, fall apart, boat! Boat, fall apart, boat! Ow! Ugh. This is not the last you'll see of me. When the God of victory says something's going to fail, it's going to fail.
Wow, I can't believe what happened. Man, I can see why God wants us to be saved from this world. If all the gods were like him, I'm all in, Noah. I'm all in.
All of the animals make their way into the ark, and Noah and his family go in as well. People are laughing at them when all of a sudden something unexpected begins to happen.
Look at the dumb Noah family. They've been working on that ark for how long?
Yeah, they keep telling us that if their God's going to bring a flood if we don't change.
Please.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, Nike told me that they were never going to get that boat off the ground. I mean, if he doesn't think so, Nike told me that. Hey, what, is somebody spitting on me?
Yeah, somebody just spat on me too. Was that you, Nimrod?
Hey!
Are you trying to start a fight?
No! Hey, is there water falling from the sky or something? What's going on here?
What's water from the
There-
sky?
There's water bubbling up from the ground too. Like what?
Uh-oh.
What?
Dude.
We need a boat.
After God closes the doors of the ark, life settles in. The family talks about how fortunate they are to have a father who listens to God even when others do not. But not everyone understands why God sent a flood on the earth.
Whoa. What a crazy time. Man, when I think of all the years, and I mean all the years, and all the sacrifice, I never thought it would turn out like this.
Yeah. I guess we're stuck in this wooden box forever.
Forever? We're not going to be in here forever.
It's been over 40 days,
Oh,
Noah.
man.
Shem, you wait for it. Okay? 40 days, Noah, on the water. Okay? With these stinky animals. The smell is... Oh, did you hear the cows? They're out of here, too. I am so done with this place. I just want
Enough,
to see my
Bertha.
friends. I just want to go shopping.
Mom,
You understand?
please stop, man. Everybody you knew before are gone. Like God told them what was going to happen, and everybody decided to follow their own God. And if it wasn't for us listening to Dad, we would also be totally hooped. Yeah.
I guess you're right. I am grateful. I am grateful that God has saved us from the wicked world that it was before, and that we have a new chance at life. I get it. I just want it to end.
Oh, it feels so good. Hey, look! It's the dove that we sent out this morning.
Oh,
it's
thank
come
God.
back and it's
got
got
something
something
in
in
its
mouth. It's a leaf!
Oh, and
Them mosquitoes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Just think of all the years that it took Noah to build the ark that God asked him to build. And all during that time, the people around him mocked him and made fun of him. His own family did not at times believe what Noah was saying was true, but in the end, Noah's trust in God's word saved his family and all those in the world who would listen. And this is how it is with people who walk with God. After Noah came out of the ark, God spoke to Noah again and promised him that he would never again destroy the earth with a flood. God then put a beautiful rainbow in the sky to show Noah and his family that his words could be trusted. And when you see a rainbow in the sky, you can remember too that God's words to us can be trusted more than anything else that we hear and see, and that those words can save us and the world around us. The words to live by for this week are found in Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Noah had decided, like the famous leader of Israel in the future, Joshua, that even if the whole world turned away from God, he would follow the Lord and walk with him. Noah learned through the stories about his great-grandfather Enoch that following God would save him and his family from great harm and ensure an amazing and prosperous life for all who listened. And because he did, Noah's family and the human race were saved. And now it's story time with Grandma Ramona. In this episode of Grandma Ramona's Stories, we will learn about the amazing bee.
This is a story about honeybees. Are you busy as a bee? Let's investigate the honeybee home and find out why this phrase has been invented. Did you know that during the year, a colony of bees working together can produce a whopping 150 pounds of honey? There are 3 types of bees in the colony: the queen, the drones, and the worker bees. The queen is responsible for laying the eggs, up to 2,000 per day. When the queen becomes old and begins losing her ability to lay eggs, she sends out alert to tell the workers to raise a new queen. The queen comes from the same type of egg as all the others, but the worker bees feed the new queen a special jelly. The worker bees wait on her hand and foot until her body is ready to produce eggs. The drones have two main jobs: to mate with the queen and keep the colony warm and working properly. In one hive, there will be several hundreds of drones. Now, the last guy is the worker. There are about 75,000 worker bees in the hive. Worker bees have many jobs. When they are first hatched, they are the janitors. Everybody likes to clean, right? No. They have to clean out the cells, like you guys cleaning out your bedrooms. The next thing the worker bee becomes is a nurse bee. Can you guess what it takes care of? That's right, the babies, which are called larvae. The bees have special glands that produce jelly to feed the babies. After a few days, their body runs out of the jelly. On to the next job. Now it's time to make wax. The bees make wax for building their honeycombs. Next job. Wow, the workers are super busy. They store the nectar and pollen that the other bees brought back. The workers convert the nectar into honey. The next job the worker bee has is guarding the hive from attack. Last but not least, the worker bee's final job is to leave the nest to find flowers filled with nectar and return with all that great nectar to make honey. Now you may think that's interesting, but what do bees have to do with Noah? You see, Noah worked for many years listening to God to build the ark to save his family and all the animals. Before Noah was his great-grandfather Enoch, who faithfully fought off the giants and walked with God 300 years. Each of these men worked hard for the good of their families and others. The bees work extremely hard altogether to make the colony function properly. Not only that they produce the amazing sweet honey we all love, as well as beeswax, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The most important thing the bees do for us is pollination. Nearly 1/3 of all the food we eat need bees to come and pollinate the plants to produce the fruit and veggies we need to survive. Without bees, we would not have much food to eat. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible in Joshua chapter 24, verse 15, which says, "But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord," which simply means each person gets to choose what their life will look like. When you choose to walk with God and do what He has called you to do, what you were designed to do, it will bless not only you, but all you come in contact with. The bees simply do what they were designed to do, but humans all get to have a choice. What will you choose?